Hey team, hope that you're having an awesome week. If you only knew what went on before we hit the record button, it is worth the price of admission. You should all be on these calls to watch them live, because what happens before we hit record is most likely the best part.
It would make your lives it would feel completely normal. Anything that you might be dealing with, you'd say, oh, I got this.
If you think that we are total rock stars, you should tune in at precisely noon to watch in real life with Jennie, Christy, and Deanna. Currently, Jennie has 4 kids running rampant in her room, refusing to stay out of the room. She's trying to do a call in. Deanna has a stinky washing machine at the yogurt shop that she's trying to fix. And Tiffany is eating lunch while working as a physical therapist. That is what you've missed. So if you think we're not fitting this in the nooks and
Tiffany,
crannies.
is that a giant cucumber?
It looks like a corn
giant
on the cob.
cucumber. Well, because I didn't find the knife and I was running late, so I was like, well, I'll just eat it.
Corn on the cob.
I thought it was corn on the cob. Oh my gosh.
That's
No, I will, because I
So
couldn't
look
find the
at her
knife to
eat
cut
this
off the end.
You see her eating this cucumber? Oh my goodness. So we're in real life. We are truly fitting this business into the nooks and crannies, and we're killing it. So whatever your excuse is, that is going to go right into what we're talking about today. So at convention, so many tears, so many laughs. Every single day, I walked out of the meetings like with my heart just overflowing. The great thing about Plexus is they allow, they do everything Christ-centered. Like there's no beating around the bush of like there's a higher power and we're just fantastic. It is, they allow all the speakers to bring Christ into what we have going on. And so so anyway, Carrie Wilkerson is amazing. I saw her at Leaders Retreat last year, and then she was amazing. So amazing.
So good.
And any of you can follow her on Facebook, and she is constantly, so she is not a network marketing person. She is a business coach and a life coach. So if you are not already following her on Facebook, I recommend looking up Carrie Wilkerson, because she's so powerful and she's so real and she is getting it done. So anyway, I'm just going to go through some of her favorite quotes that I loved so much. So back to where we just started as far as no excuses. Here is Carrie Wilkerson's thing. Stop it. Stop it with the excuses. Stop it with, oh, my friends don't have enough money. When you think, I don't know anybody, stop it. Like, stop those thoughts as soon as they start to come. And that became pretty funny for us, because how many times, like, Jennie, would you start to say something or I say something, we'd be like, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Like physically.
One of the things that she said was, excuses are lies you tell yourself that nobody else believes but you.
Yes.
Awesome. And true.
And
true.
So
true. I
true.
don't have time for this. Yeah, well, I have 38 people on my team now that say I do.
Correct.
So stop with the lies to yourself.
Yes. You think you don't have time. You think nobody wants these products. You think you'll be bothering your friends. Those are just excuses. And you're making them so that you don't have to go work this business and kill it. So that you don't have to bring these amazing products and opportunity to somebody else. So stop it with the excuses. And then the other thing we did a whole lot was, I believe, like, I can have the fastest growing Plexus team. Amy Paul and Brooke Hemingway have the fastest Plexus team right now. Why can't Team Hope be the fastest growing Plexus? Somebody has to have the fastest growing Plexus team at any given moment. I believe that we can be that.
Well, and what Carrie also said that, and we'll talk about this later when we talk about Les Brown, but whatever we believe becomes our truth. Our bodies and our entire worlds will move around us and rally around whatever we are saying and believing. what you believe. To be is to be perceived. So whatever you're saying and what you believe in your head is real.
Your mind doesn't know any different. And again, this goes back to mindset training, which I could cover that every single Wednesday for the rest of my life. But your mind truly cannot decipher between the truth and what's false. Whatever you're saying to it or whatever you hear is what your mind thinks is true. So one of her quotes, I'm just going to go through some of the favorite quotes, and Jennie, you can add some in, but one was, our belief becomes our truth, even if it's untrue. And that's exactly kind of what Jennie was just saying. Our belief becomes our truth, even if it's untrue. This one I thought was hilarious. Last time I checked, the only requirement to succeed at Plexus is being 18 years old.
Truth.
There is no other qualification to become a Plexus double diamond, except you have to be 18.
All it takes, there's absolutely no way to fail unless you stop.
Correct. Your pace may be different. Everybody's pace is different. Yeah. If you stop it, the products are going to fail you and the business is going to fail you. But otherwise, I mean, Amber Miller went diamond at 24. Emily Roberts went diamond at 25. There are multiple emeralds that are in college, like 20-year-old girls going emerald while in college. So there's just no limits. When you have a strong why, you get over yourself until the belief comes. Tiffany, how have things changed for you since you have a strong why? Has it changed how you think about your business every day?
Yeah, it does. It has definitely taken away my objections of trying to say, oh, but they're not going to like it, or they don't have enough money. It's definitely taken me trying to bother somebody because, yeah, I'm truly trying to help people. And if they don't want it, I'm okay with that. I'm still going to live the life that I love because I have Plexus, and so I'm still going to be sharing it. And, I'm still going to enjoy their friendship, even though
Correct.
they don't want it right now.
But you're able to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
You just get out of your own way.
It's kind of taken the pressure off of me because I have a bigger purpose of what I'm trying to accomplish, of, helping people get healthy by Plexus and then helping people get healthy with therapy.
Yeah. So. Yep. That's awesome. So she said this, and it literally lit a fire under my behind. Why aren't you busting your butt every day to go to Hawaii? You guys, they pay for a first class airfare ticket, all of your lodging, every single thing for you and somebody else to go to Hawaii. Paid for. Why are you not busting your butt? What, Jennie?
It's just one person?
You and your spouse.
You and a spouse.
To Hawaii.
I'm thinking of Leaders Retreat. Sorry.
Yeah, Leaders Retreat is with 4 people, you and 3. Hawaii is with 1. Why? Seriously, folks, who doesn't want to go to Hawaii? And who truly doesn't want to go to Hawaii for free? All you got to do is work. It's probably too late to make it this year, but next year, be in Hawaii. So she says, again, stop it. Get over yourself, better yourself, and change the world. Again, it's not all about you and the little space that you occupy. It is about making the world a better place, and the possibilities of what you're able to do with this income and with life-changing health products. So she says, and I shared this on my Instagram yesterday, but begin changing the world by changing the people in your house. And she kind of goes through a little monologue about how often she hears women talk about how they're struggling in their marriage. And my husband's just not the same, and he doesn't do the nice things he used to do, and, blah, blah, blah. He's always complains. He's never around. Whatever excuse a female may come up with for complaining about her husband and saying that the marriage is struggling. And her thing is, look in the mirror. When is the last time you did your hair and your makeup and wore nice clothes for no reason at all. Because when you were dating, you probably did that every single date. You took care of yourself and you were kind and you always put your best face forward. And that's not to say, like, it's marriage, it's real life. We're going to have issues, but look in the mirror. Like, the best place to start changing the world is in your house. And that doesn't mean like changing your husband and your kids. Like, look in the mirror. What can you do? Because when you start making those positive changes, other people are too. You know, and my thing is, look around you. Look at the little people you're sending out. Like, do they treat people with respect? Are your little people kind to the grocery store clerk? Because they're going to grow up to be big people that are influencers. So
big people who are like you,
yes,
by the way.
Yes. So what do you want them to be like? Train them up in the way that they should go, because that's how you're going to change the world. Like, I may not make the hugest impact on the world by myself, but I got 4 kids. That's, you know, what is that? Like, that increases my odds of changing the world. I'm not a math genius, but I'm just saying, don't let your emotions control your motions. So this is super important, because it can be really hard when people complain about the products, or people complain about not being able to work the business, or people just kind of tell you you're nutty. I've got a friend who needs these products more than anything, but she had a bad experience with a network marketing company in the past, so she refuses to order them simply because it's a network marketing company. And that could really get me down. That used to, in the very beginning, it would kind of get me in the dumps for a few hours or even a day, and then the next day it's harder to start back up. But don't let your emotions control your motions. Just, you know, I like to say, keep doing the things. Stay in motion. And the best way, I don't remember who said this, but the best way to cure a bad day, I think this was in my Ruby training, the best way to cure a bad day is to go sell something or get a new ambassador. That'll make your day. Who doesn't get super excited when they get a new ambassador or get a new customer? She also said, being realistic is the most common road traveled to mediocrity. And I think nobody on this team wants to be average. So here's a quote she gave us from Helen Keller, and she went over some stuff with her a lot. But the only thing worse than being blind is having sight with no vision. So truly being able to see what your potential is and what you're able to do is huge. Let's see. You have hope and freedom in the palm of your hand. Who will you share it with today? That's really huge. These products are not only life-changing, but the potential earning. I mean, there are a lot of people out there right now trying to figure out how they're going to buy dinner for their family tonight, trying to figure out how they're going to pay the electric bill. You have something that could truly, truly change their life. And there are people out there that are so sick. And if they felt better and they got healthy, they could maybe get off disability. They could stop spending a fortune on prescriptions and doctors. Like, you have something that is life-changing in so many different aspects. So who will you share it with today? So that's my Carrie Wilkerson. Do you want to add anything to Carrie Wilkerson, Jennie?
I, of course, keep ducking out because summertime kids. And I wanted to make sure you had said, you know, people will often say, I'll believe it when I see it. Did you talk about that one?
No, I did say, Helen Keller, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight without vision. But whatever you're about to say, I didn't say it.
All right. So a lot of people will say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe things when I see it. I'll believe the opportunity when I see it. And oftentimes what we don't realize is we can't see the vision until we believe it's possible. So you have to believe that you can work this as a business. You have to believe that you can be something different than what you are, that you can create a reality different than what you're currently doing. Otherwise, of course, you don't think it's going to happen, but it's not possible. You have to see it in your mind, and then it will become possible.
Yay, believe it. Believe it.
I believe.
I believe. All right. So the next person, I got to tell you guys. So in case anybody has been under a rock, Jennie and I were roommates in Las Vegas. And every morning she listens to some general conference and then she listens to Les Brown. And I'm not really sure how long this motivational video is, but she knows every word. 6 minutes? 6 minutes. Yeah. I have no idea. Somebody just logged in under me.
Yes, they did.
I can see your face. Anyway.
I see your second picture now.
Okay. So weird. All right. Anyway, Jennie can recite Les Brown's 6-minute motivational video, which is her favorite, by heart. So she's going to start us off with Les Brown. She'll probably use his tone of voice and his inflection, and it's hilarious because Jennie's a little white girl from Idaho. Les Brown is a very black man from Detroit. So hit it, Jennie.
Barely. There's barely a noticeable difference between. So Les Brown, back in January when I decided I was going to start working this as a business, and Christy would start she'd send out these motivational videos every day, and I'd be like, neat, I'm motivated. And there was one I remember listening to as I was putting on makeup or something, and I went, wow, that was awesome, because the very last line of this 6-minute video says, it's not over until I win. And I went, whoa, what? So I backed it up and I listened to it again. And then I got busy doing whatever and I lost it for like 2 weeks. I couldn't find it. And I'm listening to every single video that I can find that's about the right time duration. And I found it, and now I listen to it every single day, like Christy said. So when Plexus announced that they were going to have Les Brown as their keynote, honestly, that's when I went, oh, well, whatever it takes, I'm going. And there were some people there that just made me scratch my head during Les Brown, because that life altering. I could not write fast enough. And
my pen ran out of ink.
Yeah. See? Pages. So, what was really cool, and he talks about this quite a bit, is about the fact that you're willing to listen, and the idea of being willing to improve is you're already a step ahead of people. You're already answering a higher call to do something more with your life in whatever regard it might be. And Plexus is certainly one thing that people may be responding to, but specifically, you can live a greater life. And his background is pretty mind-boggling, that he could be as impressive a presenter as possible. If you get a little bit of time, look back on and do some reading about Les Brown's history, because he's in the business of building goals and dreams, and that is what he is able to do. Here's something that he told us that I thought was interesting, just as a motivator for whether or not you wanted to work this as a business, which you should want to. He said that in our country right now, 20,000 people lose a job every day, 20,000 people. And that currently over half of available jobs are already done by robots or artificial intelligence. And that number, of course, is just going up all the time. So being able to do something from your home that actually is able to make money, which is what this opportunity is a gift. It's a gift that is sitting right in front of us. And no one but you gets to be the one who chooses. And he talked about how different things pull our strings, and we're like these marionette puppets. No, they're not. Oh, they're
Stop
not.
it.
The only one controlling your choices is you. So I really like that. And he talked about the importance of having specific goals that are written down. This is actually something that I always have to work on, because I have these positive directions. I have positive direction in my head all the time, but I have had to be deliberate in making specific goals, because otherwise you will meet your goal to get nowhere particular.
Yeah, too many people, I think, where did I write it down? Too many people set their goal bar too low. And they hit it. but it's too low. They could have achieved, he said, make a goal. I know I wrote this down. Oh, envision your goal and multiply it 100 times. Some
100
people
times.
aim too low and hit it. Most people don't aim at all. So
Yes. I
your
have those exactly.
yeah,
So
your
good.
goal should scare the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
It should. And then you know it's big enough.
Yep. Well, and he talked about how we talked about this just a minute ago with Carrie Wilkerson, but he said a lot of people have possibility blindness where I can't see it. And by believing, you can now have the vision of what's possible. And you should be working on optimism every single day, which happens through your mind training. He talked about how negativity surrounds us all the time, which is so true. Just people in our lives, and don't let it suck you down, because it can. And rise above all of this. And if you, as a leader, you will bring light to people in a world that is very dark to so many of them, and you really are a beacon. It feels like, woo, is that me? It's you. You might not think so, but you're a light to someone, and you're talking to them. So you are the one that can help yourself and other people convert dreams into reality. So make them big. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah, and I start every morning. It's part of if anybody's read or listened to the Miracle Morning, but I start every single morning, really, before I do anything at all, even before I take my vital biome, I say at least 10 things that I'm grateful for. Every single morning. Just start your day in that mindset, because he said it takes 17 positive statements are needed to neutralize one negative statement. And we got a lot of negative Nellies in the world, which means we got to be saying a whole lot of positivity.
Truth. In fact, yeah, sorry. I had a bunch of other things written right around that little statement. So, yeah. All right.
I finally am back to my notes. I have my notes.
Oh,
Hey!
I'm finally caught up to you guys. But I think right where you left off when you were talking about positive statements and when will you live your dream? And he said, when you live your dream. But I really liked when he talked about our life matters. Your life matters. You were born on purpose, and you were born for a purpose. And how is not your business? That's God's business. And so don't lean into our own understanding, really to rely on God. And that's what I know you were talking about earlier, that's what a lot of, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
And he talked about the Chinese bamboo tree and how, it takes 5 years. They plant this bamboo tree. It takes 5 years. There's no sign of growth for 5 years. And then then it becomes 90 feet tall. And how many?
Like a matter of month or two. Like it just,
Yeah. And there he was talking about a foundation, building a solid foundation. Be patient, be persistent, and persevere. So talking about how there will be people that don't understand. There will be things that knock you down and are a little bit frustrating. But he reminded us to lean on someone else's belief in you until yours kicks in. So rely on your teammates, rely on people around you. Get the people around you that have vision. And he talked a lot about that. That's probably in your notes as well. And take an inventory, take a social inventory. Are there people around you that don't have vision? And don't let them in. Do not let the people that don't have vision and are not optimistic, don't let them infect you with mediocrity. I thought that was pretty impressive, because we could probably all identify a few different people that doesn't mean that we don't care about people, that we don't love people, but they need to be more at a distance until they've decided to become affected by our greatness, affected by what we have to share. And so don't let people infect you with mediocrity. I thought that was pretty impressive, and learning optimism. with our positive affirmations, with the gratitude, with, you know, making sure that we know how lucky we are to have the things that we have and the things that we have to share, and continue to build that strong foundation, because it might take years, like the bamboo tree, but at some point those seeds that have been planted are going to just explode. And if you have a solid foundation, you're going to be ready to take off with it as that explosion, that building takes over.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Something else that he said right in that section that I really liked was when he said, you know, there was nothing worse than running into the person that you were meant to become.
I loved that.
Boy,
Yep.
and I have had that where I've seen things and went, I could have done that.
That should have been me.
Mm-hmm. And that was those are horrible feelings. So yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think I took a whole group of his notes and kind of turned it into, again, me with my positive affirmations, a whole section. But so the way I'm going to read this to you is really a way that you could write it down and read it to yourself every day. Because he starts with, believe you can live a greater life. And then the bullet points I put underneath that is, I am different. I want to build a legacy. I live from a place of faith, not fear. I am unstoppable in achieving my goals. You know, those are all aspects of living a greater life. You know, we live great lives, but even greater lives.
More than you can already think. And it won't
More
come
than I can envision.
It won't. You've got work to do, and you always have to show up for your dream, and there will be sacrifices. And through Les Brown form, don't let nobody steal your dream. Nobody. You show up for your dream every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Talk loud, look happy, no matter how many no's you get.
Mm-hmm. And I know he's talked about how one of the greatest things that we'll be able to encounter is our ability to serve, and how people will respond to your genuineness. Provide more service, be interested, and people will tell if your curiosity is genuine or if it's driven by something other than that. So you have to actually care.
Yeah. He said, and along with that, he said, give before you ask, which is such a simple 4 words, you know, give before you ask.
Yeah.
It means the world to people. Tell about you have your, the difference between being involved in a dream and committed to a dream. Because I want you to tell that story, because you're the best at telling Les Brown.
Les Brown. If you want to know the difference between being committed and being involved, all you got to do is think about your breakfast. You might have some ham and eggs. The chicken is involved. It's giving a contribution. But that pig, he'd be committed to that breakfast.
Are you committed, or are you involved in your dream of becoming diamond? Are you all in?
All in.
Are you kind of giving some eggs to it? I'm all in. I got about
off some things.
500 million sprinkles sitting on my table right now, getting ready to be sold, because my pantry's turning into an office.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can you talk about energy signatures? Because I wrote, what is your energy signature, as the very last thing of my notes, and it's empty after that.
Yes, and that because kids are back. Yeah, so we wrote that down, if you remember, because they said that in my Ruby training. They said, Les Brown asks us, what is our energy signature? And so I wrote that down, and then I asked Jennie, I'm like, did I miss this in the notes? What is our energy signature? I had no idea. So I went and watched a different training. I actually watched the Emerald training, was on online. Your energy signature is what you put out into the world in your personal interactions and through social media. So again, that kind of goes to the way you guys were talking about us being, you know, a beacon to other people? Are you a lighthouse? You know, is your energy signature, hey, Bryce, is your energy signature something that people are drawn to? You know, because it goes back to the law of attraction. You know, what you put out into the world, you will get back. So he said, this was something, now these are skills to take away that they taught in the Emerald training. In order for your energy signature to be really great, you need to go through your Facebook page at least once a week and clean it up. So if you have still on your Facebook page, and this is me, I have not cleaned up my energy signature yet, scroll through my Facebook page, and if I have something on there about a 7-day challenge that was in April or May, I need to delete those posts. They are no longer relevant. If I have something on there, basically if you have stuff on your social media that isn't relevant anymore, that isn't pertinent, if somebody, you know, how often, think about like when it's your birthday and people go on your Facebook page and they say happy birthday, and sometimes I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And I know they're only saying happy birthday because I popped up on their Facebook feed of 5 of your friends have birthdays, wish them happy birthday. So often those people, once you wish them happy birthday, which we're supposed to be doing every day, they're going to click on your page and they're going to start scrolling. What do they see from you? Do they stop scrolling in 3 or 4 posts because your energy that you're giving off on your page isn't something that draws them in? Or are they going to all of a sudden 30 minutes later wonder why they're looking at Jennie's cruise with her sisters and her parents from a summer ago? What, depending on your energy, is how long people are going to spend interacting with what you have going on. Does that make sense?
That's
It's
awesome.
powerful. It's really powerful. So get rid of the junk and keep things relevant on your page.
That's totally cool. Sorry, that was totally not Les Brown.
No.
But that's awesome.
Well, they learned it from him in something else, like a way to, like branding. They kind of took his energy signature part of branding and turned it into a plexus utilization.
That's awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Back to Les Brown.
The
They
last
talk
thing
about-
I have on my list from Les Brown is all about being hungry.
Yeah,
You
so
got
do that last.
Hungry.
Do that last, because I want to say something that really touched me too is look at a man the way he could be and let that become his reality. We have a lot of people on our team and potentials who don't believe in themselves. So we need to believe in them enough until they pick up on that belief. Just really look at people in the way that they could be. Again, this goes back, mixes in with Carrie Wilkerson. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. What they think of you, that's not true. Build your own reality of yourself. Go where there is no path and leave a trail. And he said that all of us have greatness we all have greatness in us. So people need to hear your voice. You're here to make a difference. Like God does not make any accidents. God has placed you here to make a difference. So let people hear your voice. And now, in closing, be hungry. Jennie?
You gotta be hungry. You gotta be unstoppable. You gotta be unreasonable. Never die. Is he gonna listen up? Absolutely. Be the one that's willing to work harder. Be the one that is like, it doesn't matter to me if my goal sounds outrageous to you. I'm gonna do it. There's absolutely nothing in my way that's a legitimate reason not to, because I'm hungry.
My bullet points under be hungry is a description of people that are hungry. They are relentless. They are unstoppable. No excuse is acceptable. Do what they know, not what they feel, and willingness to do things no one else will do. Those are hungry people. And then practice every day. Do the things. It's better to prepare for an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Yes.
Right?
True.
Right? And in closing, I would like to say, see yourself on that big stage. All of you that have not been at convention, you have seen pictures of all the jewels standing on that stage. All the Consistency 500 people standing on that stage. We took pictures of everything. Imagine yourself on the stage. It's a big
What's cool
stage,
about
and there's room for all of us.
There's room.
There's room for everybody. It's not a little stage. That stage will always be as big as it needs to be for everybody to get on there.
Awesome.
That's your Wednesday motivation. So
welcome to Team Hope, the
welcome
fastest
to Team Hope,
team in Texas.
fastest growing team. I'm going to stop the recording, and if you guys have questions or comments, we'll put the recording on the team page and reach out to us. Because if you need individual motivation on a daily basis, hey, we got notes. We got notes for that. We will find what you need. And hey, guess what? It's not a newsflash to anybody that I will send you a video telling you what you need and how to find it.
Every day.
Every day. I have videos for everybody. Tell me what you need. What?
Guess what?
What?
It's not over until I win.
Thank you, Jennie.